right, I think we're live. I need to get my file set up here, so just give me 1 minute here. I saw that we needed to go live, so I opened this up, but I don't have my file open yet, so just give me 1 second here. Okay. So today's file, hello, my name's Chris. I'm from the Great Brick Lab. This is going to be a live Pablo. Thank you, Action Figure Films, for joining already. Today we have a special order request from Tyler, who was the 100th subscriber to our channel. So I gave him free shipping and a little bit of a bonus for subscribing to the channel and being that 100th subscriber. There are 7 orders today. This is Pablo number 15. Every customer gets a card. You receive this card, and on that card it has the details of your order and the Pablo number for your order today. Pablo number 15 live, plus the bin location. So I'll count the parts on here. I'm going to be using cup 3, cup 5, I think 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 7 orders. We're going to be quick today. There's only 59 lots. I'm going to do a quick couple of checks here. I got to get my sheet ready. Okay, so it looks like we're good on audio. Good morning, Brick outside the box. Good morning, Brixico. Thanks, guys, for joining. So I do have the chat window set up, so while I'm picking parts, I can chat with you guys too. Like I said, it's going to be quick today, though, because I only got 59 lots and 164 items. But let me clean up a few things on my Brickstock sheet to get it all ready, and I like to have it organized in a specific way so that I can get things picked better. Okay, so let's slide this way over here. Okay, so where is remarks? There we go. Okay, so there we go, quantity. I think that'll work for me. The better organized I am on the sheet, the more likely I am to get your orders correct. So it'd be great if somebody who was actually receiving an order today was actually participating in the live. I would really love to see that. So let me do one more quick check here. I think we're good on every aspect of this thing. Okay, here we go. So good morning, everyone. Good evening if you're watching. And thank you for watching this if you're watching it as a recording here. So we are going to get rolling here. 59 yellow. There's only one of them in there. There's a whole bunch of, what is that, medium lavender? There's a bunch of them in there. All right, cup 5. 1x6 plate from 166. It's over here. Angle that a little better. There you go. At 166. So yeah, thanks Tyler. I'm sure that you'll be watching this eventually. And gave him some free shipping for being the 100 sub, and I got a few bonuses that I'm going to put in his cup as well. Alright, 277. That is this next column over here. Just one for L11. $281. So support beams. Cup 3. Yeah, cup 3 is buying up some red today. We're going to get to the new parts, and I got 2 left. Okay, so 14 must have been a Brickowl order because it says there's 4 left, so good. 522. That's way down here. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And indeed there is 4 left. Nice. So I don't know if you guys have seen the latest, one of the later live streams. Well, actually, okay, so if you're watching this live, this, if you're running a store, this would be important information to you. But if you're not running a BrickLink store, this this won't matter to you as much. But they did a live stream with Brick Freedom. Brick Freedom is a syncing service. And I think Brickowl, aren't you running a store? Interesting thing about the way Brick Freedom is going to be able to do his picking sheets. He's going to have multi-order picking sheets. And the way he's going to be able to do it, he's going to be able to give you information about how many parts are left in your drawers from not only just Brickowl, but also BrickLink, which is exciting to me because I'm not getting that information from these pick sheets today. It's completely lacking. I get it from Brickowl because of the way they send the XML data over, but I don't get that from BrickLink, and it's a deficiency in this process, but I'm willing to do it because of the efficiency that I do gain from it. 6, 8, 3, 4 tiles. And the other thing about the Brick Freedom, and this one blows my mind kind of as well, it's totally a feature that nobody's offering, so it's going to make him stand out as a real strong contender in that space of syncing. All right, so we're done with all the new parts. He's going to be able to give you information about empty drawers, and that's a challenge when you're running a BrickLink store. If you have a BrickLink store, I have a ton of empty drawers. Now some of them I know about because they're like recently added drawers. Like for example, this entire column right here, like almost entirely empty column. I have not, and then the one back here over here, completely empty. But then these ones right here, there could be empty drawers that I could find if I pulled the drawers and start looking for parts. Yeah, I could find them. But to tell me where there are empty drawers, because it understands the drawer system that I have, checks the inventory and says, all right, so here's a drawer number you say you have, check your inventory, or measure that against your inventory, and then say there's no reported items in there. Yes, Brickowl, I'm leaning towards Brick Freedom. I'm hesitant because I'm not paying for my Brick Sync right now. That's the only thing that causes me a little hesitation. At the sales levels that I get, I'm going to be paying a lot more than L11 had a new part too. Okay, here we go. I'm going to be paying, it'll be one of the most expensive services that I pay for. I don't know I guess I could tell you exactly what it is if I did like a sales recap. I know a lot of people do that on their pages. I don't have a problem necessarily doing that. I haven't done one of those before, but I would be paying, I pay $25 a month for ShipStation. I'm okay with that because of the services that I get from them. I would just have to reconcile if I'm okay with paying for Brick Freedom for the services that he provides, and he provides a lot. So, but he does have a free tier first. All right, so Tyler, this is your first part. Thank you, Tyler, for your order. L10, you bought what is this? H1, oh, H118. I just pulled it from 10. Your order goes into L10. This is H118. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's a Harry Potter head. Yeah, it totally is. Dual head, rounded black glasses, dark orange lightning. It doesn't say Harry Potter on there, but it's totally a Harry Potter head. And then L10 is your order, Tyler. Thank you so much for your order today. Thank you to all my customers who have ordered today. We're going to do this quick. Oh, another one for Tyler, another head, and S90, S190. Where is S190? Up here. There we go. Can't even barely see that. The light's not really good right here. Okay, L10 Tyler again. I'm going to go ahead and put those two together. So Action Figure Films has a question here. If you're going to go with Brick Freedom, does that mean you're going to stop BrickLink? No, it doesn't mean that. Brick Freedom is an add-on service to BrickLink, Brickowl. It does so you have your BrickLink store, you have your Brickowl store, and then Brick Freedom sits as like a virtual maintainer of the two inventories. So if I sell on BrickLink, the same part is listed on Brickowl, Brick Freedom will monitor the sale on BrickLink and then deduct the inventory on Brickowl so that I can't sell the part twice. So no, BrickLink, Brickowl are still the places where we sell parts. That won't change. Okay, moving into the used row here, 47. 1. Okay, so Bricksco, thanks for the question. Question is, what's my ratio of Brickowl to BrickLink sales? Okay, so if you would have asked me that question about 2 years ago when I just started, I would have said 75 to 80% BrickLink, and then the other 20-ish% was going to be Brickowl. But Brickowl has outpaced BrickLink for I would say about half of this year. So it's really close to 50-50. Really close to 50-50. I favored BrickLink because that's where I started the store. I started with BrickLink. It was a really great, easy startup. Brickstock and BrickLink kind of just are made together. They really work well together. But the sales these days are about 50-50. They're really close. 87. Welcome 306 Bricks. Thanks for joining. So he's bought 8 of these. Looks like it's going to be everything in the drawer here because I found there's 5, 6. Oh, and there's 2 more buried in here. 7, 8. So in this same drawer, I've got these motors. I have had these motors in there for about, I don't know, 2-3 years. I probably have them priced way too high. I'll never sell them at the price they're at. Cup 5. Thanks guys for joining. 306 Bricks. I do sometimes price things a little bit out of the normal. 306 Bricks. Send me a note. I'd be willing to maybe drop a coupon on you, a little bit better of a coupon, or maybe even just give you a discount. My goal is really to support builders. If there's something in my store and you can't find it anywhere else, let me know. I mean, I'm not a stickler on my prices. I'd like to make a profit, I do, but I don't. If I'm keeping you from a brick that you need to do a build or something like that, I'd feel bad. All right, cup 5. No, I do have a Wolfpack helmet. I probably doubled it twice as much as any other store just to see if it would sell. I'll give you a discount on that. Yesterday I took on another employee. I had one guy call in, so I called up another buddy of mine and I'm like, hey, can you come over? And I got him trained up in just a few minutes and he's picking parts, and then we started putting some parts away. And one of the parts that he puts away is the next part. Let me grab 258 here real quick, and I'll show you. You guys can see the next part coming up if you look at the sheet. So we do make errors here in our store, and the price on the part, this person got this Mandalorian headgear in 322. Let's see if my guy did it right. 322. Yeah, it totally is in there. So 322. So this Mandalorian helmet, you guys take a guess at what price they paid for this helmet. It was priced incorrectly, and it was really, really incorrect. But I'm gonna go ahead and ship it to them. The temptation for me is to be like, oh, I lost it, I can't find it. But no, I mean, we made the mistake. They caught it. Okay, so 306 Bricks, don't worry about it. Laughing out loud. I saw your store when looking. Shipping to Canada is nuts. I might just wait. Yeah, shipping to Canada it's gone up quite a bit. I still do get orders for Canada. Some people are still willing to pay that shipping. 326. The Queen Amidala headgear. I wish I had. Okay, so I bought that set I got that in a bulk lot, and I pulled out this thing, and I'm like, gosh, I've never seen this before. And I didn't realize how like high the price is on that. Oh my gosh. If you really do you just need the headgear? You don't need, I think you've mentioned that before on a tricker brick, that you were still looking for that headgear. And you still haven't found a good price on that. Well, let me know. Let me know. Shoot me an offer. Shoot me an offer. I got that in a bulk lot, and I put a price on there. What I really did, here, I'll tell you what my strategy was on that 306. My strategy, because I found the headgear, and I think the legs. I think the only thing I'm missing is the torso. I have not turned up the torso. I price those things like double the highest price out there. I mean, it's ridiculous what I did, but I didn't really want to sell them. I'm waiting for the torso to show up so I can sell it as a complete minifig. That's kind of what I'm doing with that. I don't expect to sell them at that price. I really don't. But if somebody is just like, I need it, I want to buy it from you, I'm going to spend this much money on it. It's like $30 for that one piece. Each piece is like $30. My real strategy is just to wait until the torso shows up. But if somebody really wanted to spend that much, it's like the one piece would be as much as the entire minifig. I don't know why they would do that, but they could if they wanted to. That's my strategy on it. That's why it's priced so high. However, if you just want to buy it and shoot me an offer, I'd be okay with that. So, Brixico, you are really close in the price. Move the decimal place over one more, and it was 0.001. So 1/10 of a cent is how much that Mandalorian head went for. Those folks got a really amazing deal on that Mandalorian head. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm glad it was only the one, not a lot of parts, but I've gone in and fixed the prices on all the other, because there was about 3 minifigs and some other headgear and stuff like that the price was set wrong on as well. So yeah, I saw that Mandalorian head sell today or overnight last night, and I was like, hey, cool. And then I looked at the total for the sale, and it was like $5, and I'm like, usually those are about $3 or $4 just on their own. And I looked at the price, and I'm like, oh boy, we made a mistake, and it sat there for almost 14 hours before I caught it. All right, 467. One Technic Axle 4 L11. L11, thank you so much for your order. L12. So here I made all these comments about the deal you got. Congratulations. I'm hoping that helmet completes a build and takes care of you really good, and you got a great price, so I'm honoring it. 581. What is it? Does 581 have that? Oh yeah, there's right down there in the bottom. One black cup 5. Yeah. Yeah, ouch on the helmet is right. Okay, 306 Brick says, I watched your sorting video. I have so much bulk to go through, but your way will help. We have found it to be pretty efficient. The messy categories are Technic and slopes the two that come to mind, because there is so many different slopes, but just throw them in a bucket, and sometimes we take slopes and we kind of break it down another time. And then with the Technic, because there's so much value in Technic, and there's such a large variety of technique that you're going to run into, you really have no choice. You just have to have a category for that. But for like tiles and large brick and plates and 2x2s and 1x2 brick, modified 1x2 brick, 1x1s, breaking it down that way gets you just so much farther ahead. And then when you open up one of those other bags of that broken down, you can kind of separate it quicker. And then and it's designed for me to be able to build a brick stock file quickly. That's what that is designed for. Okay. 587. $17 left. It looks like there's about 17 left, and there's quite a few. Cup 5. 601. 601. These parts are buried in here. Yes, they are. L11 is doing something with some axles and some bows, some tow hooks. Okay. There we go. 662. So doing this live stream, let me show you guys what I have to do now. I have to have a cord run up to my station here because my battery, I'm running a camera, I'm doing a live stream. The fan on my laptop runs the entire time when it's doing this live stream. So I have to keep a cord stretched along the floor. But because I have a circular store, because I don't have to repeat steps, I don't have to walk over myself, it all works. Funny how things work out sometimes. 662. Okay, so they bought some yellow. They bought one yellow, but then they bought 7 from here. I only had one yellow, that's why they only bought one, so they probably bought them all. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, those are used. We bag those for them. Cut 5. 6, 6, 7. Huh. Those are buried in here too. Is it cut 5 again? Yeah, sure is. Cut 5 is buying a lot of those little curved slopes. Hey, another video I got coming up soon. So you know I do the live on Thursdays. That's at 9 p.m. Central Time. Another one that I've got an idea for, I was talking to one of my catalogers recently, and we were talking about mold variations. So there are mold variations for parts. For example, Bricks Co. and anybody who's running a BrickLink store, this part here, let me see if I can get you. So there are like 3 mold variations for that. They're actually different part numbers, but when you are just starting your store, the mold variations can actually be quite frustrating. We were talking about 1x2 panels, the ones that have curved ends, the ones that have the sharp ends. From an observing eye, or an unexperienced eye, maybe I'll say it that way, you may not notice the difference. So I'm going to pull out a whole bunch of parts and show ones that people get confused by the mold variations often. I'm excited about that one. I'm glad that we came up with that idea, because that's a new BrickLink or Brickowl store owner or operator would definitely benefit from knowing the mold variations and some of the challenges you could run into and accidentally put in the wrong mold variation, because on those panels they build differently, so the aesthetic of your build would look differently based on those parts being different. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I was just checking the chat. Yeah, cool. So, yeah, 306 Bricks in Canada. I've done quite a lot of shipping to Canada. I don't know how many stores there are in Canada. You can check BrickLink. You can see stores by country. My goal is to become get in the top 10 for the United States. Don't tell anybody else, but that's my goal. 686. 4. Maybe cup 5, right? Yep. 20 for cup 5 and 7 from 7.2. I need to count up 20 of those. That feels like 20 right there. That's actually more than 20. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw an extra one in there. Bag these up. All right, action figure films. Does anyone have tips on starting a BrickLink store? Because my family and I are going to start one soon. Well, first of all, let me say running a BrickLink store as a family is cool. There are a lot of families out there that run BrickLink stores together. That's the nice thing about having a BrickLink store, and the fact that it's related to Lego. Lego touches the hearts of so many in so many different ages, and there's tasks and duties and responsibilities that can be shared and given to people of many different ages and skill levels and qualities and stuff like that. So L12 gets one, and L13 gets one of these little guns. So I'm actually going to direct you to my channel. I don't know if you've seen any of my content. I don't know if I have one specifically on tips of starting a BrickLink store, but I do cover a lot of the brick stock tools. There's also a lot of really good content on the channel from Just a Brick in the Bucket, and he does go over more of the BrickLink details of starting a BrickLink store and getting into the details of BrickLink itself. So there's content for me on brick stock, on how to catalog and organize and identify parts, and then Just a Brick in the Bucket would have some really great videos for getting you started on BrickLink. So there you go. How many of these did they buy? There's 3 in here, and they're bought in 3. Cut 5. So let me scroll back here a little bit and check the comments here. Yep, okay, we're good. Yeah, Just a Brick in a Bucket has been one of my inspirations for starting my social media, my YouTube channel, and getting a little bit more involved with Facebook as well. Facebook, I'm more kind of locally based. I'm trying to garner support from my local community where we live here to understand if a brick and mortar store is something that people are looking for where we live. We don't have we're not big enough to have like a Lego store. They try and stick to the larger areas, Chicago and other larger cities, so we don't have a Lego store. Okay, so that confused me. That 7 looked like a 9. So we just did a huge jump from 762 to 962. That's a huge jump. That's like skipping 2 whole columns. So you guys keep an eye out. Monday morning, I'm gonna have Pablo number 14 post. It's scheduled to post on Monday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time. There is a hidden character in the store for that, Pablo. I watched it. You can see it. It is in there. It does show up pretty clearly. Maybe I think about halfway through the video, but I think it's also right in the beginning too. If you're really good at seeing things, you'll see it right there in the beginning. And that, what is it, the prize, the reward, I don't know what we're calling it, the promotion for the Pablo number 14 is a free minifig with an order. So if you're interested in ordering from us and you want a free minifig at my choice, that comes out Monday morning at 8 a.m. Cut 5. All right, 10:59. Again, we jump over to a column here, right here. 1. Brixico says Clutch has a lot of great videos on YouTube. His videos are good. They talk about concepts, ideas that are, those things are still valid, but his videos are a little dated because he was making them on a different version of BrickLink. But some of the things that he says, Clutch from the Bricks on the Dollar, he still has a lot of things. Now he has grown his store significantly. If you watch a lot of his videos, he talks about his desire to grow, have employees. He's learned a lot about how to manage a large store, and seems like he's doing quite successfully because he keeps expanding the size of his store. "306 Bricks, heading to bed, just got off a night shift." Thanks, guys. Have a good night, man. Thanks for joining. Okay, so Bricks Comics comment about my pick sheet. This pick sheet for us absolutely was a game changer. In March, when the pandemic hit, people were at home and they're working on their projects, and they're ordering Lego to complete projects. They're stuck at home, so that gives them more time to build. Normally that doesn't happen until the winter time, but everybody's ordering, and we were just overwhelmed with orders. And oh boy, something fell down over there. We'll take a look at that later. I pull my cord here, make sure I get enough extension. So I have made videos on that pick sheet, and it is nice. And actually, we're okay. We're okay. Everything's fine. But being able to pick multiple orders at once absolutely was a game changer. But being able to pick multiple orders and keeping it organized so that at the end I can actually like re-verify everything and make sure that every customer gets the correct part. It's actually improved efficiency. A lot of people say, I was asking a lot of people on some channels, Facebook, and saying, how do you pick multiple orders? And they're like, well, we limit the number of multiple orders we pick because we don't want to get our orders mixed up and confused. And so I took that information and I was like, there's got to be a way to do it. I understand people are wanting, so be careful that if you're going to pick multiple orders, make sure that you have a way of separating each individual order and keeping things organized as you pick, because it'd be easy to accidentally throw a part here in the wrong cup if you're not paying close attention. Doing a live, following the sheet, making a mistake, but when I'm done with the live, I go over the entire sheet and I click on this comments field. So now everything, if all these parts are not in cup 5, then they're in another cup, or I didn't pick it at all. I just completely skipped over the line. By doing this sheet and clicking line by line helps me stay organized. All right, now I gotta remember where we were at. So we picked this. I feel like we're right here. So, but I double check everything when we're done. That actually has improved our efficiency and our customer satisfaction. I have had like maybe 2 customers in the last 4 months say we're missing a part. So this has definitely improved our efficiency quite a lot. All right, so 333. That's the only 4 parts in there. We got an empty drawer, so empty drawers go up on top. Cup 5. Ahsoka Tano. Wow, 2 of the torsos. 1372. For some reason, the Ahsoka Tanos went up. I think it's got to be the release of that last season of Clone Wars, and there indeed is 2 of them in there. I can remove this little tag that I put in there. And these tags, this is a little, so I used to tag them with the part number. I found that to be not necessary, but the fact that that tag in there tells me that that part has been in our store probably for 4 years and just now finally sold. L14, L14, thank you so much for your order. Got you taken care of on the Ahsoka Tano torsos. Okay, so 1385, 2 for cup 5. Cup 5's got a lot of colorful parts. Okay, $14.90. Here's an opportunity. I don't need to go to the lower stock, but as you build out your store, since there's a family here thinking about doing it, this lower stock concept right here, so what you're looking at is, see, it's $14.90. So here's the drawer. Actually, I do need to go to lower stock. So here's $14.90, and that drawer does not have any of the 1x4 brick. So I need to go to lower number 2. So here's lower number 2, and there's a bag in here of these parts. At one point, I'm sure I had so many of this part that it wouldn't all fit in that drawer. I only need 2, but let's grab a handful and put them in the drawer $14.90, and then save back 2 for the order. Let me put this back. So my store is circular. I start from one corner, I pick all the way around, and I end up at my bench where I then pack everything. Cup 3. I do have room to put another cabinet above, and I could put another cabinet below. My first version, third, fourth, first, second, third, and fourth versions had 4 cabinets up and down. When I go too low, the dust picks up into the drawers in the bottom, and the bending over is not a physical problem for me. It's more of a time-consuming thing. If you're bending down to get parts, the amount of time it takes to bend down and get up. By picking this way, we flow pretty quickly here. If I go too high, I take the risk of dumping a drawer or tipping a drawer full of parts, and that would just be a disaster. And if I have a shorter person or a younger child working in my store, then oh, Action Figure Films. That's Tyler. Well, all right. So I've been picking your order. I think I've been picking your order. I made a note on all your parts here. Yeah, so you got 2 heads. You got some more parts coming up, I'm pretty sure. And then I will show you the prize that you're getting at the end. So usually when stores start, they usually have a few cabinets, and that's a great way to start so that you can get some experience, get some feedback, get familiar with the system. Okay, so let me move on here. Okay, so Cup 3 also got 6 of the 1x2s, and that's 34 here. Okay, good, that's full of them. 2, 4, 6, perfect. Cup 3. And I can see the end. I can see the end, and I can see 3 additional parts, and they're all right next to each other. For you, Tyler. Thanks for your order, by the way. L14 is $15.95. Next column over here. And $16.50. Oh, jump another column. That's everything white in here. $16.56. Just one. So Bricksco has a question, and he's asking if I'm going to go with a barcode scanner. I haven't really put much thought into a barcode scanner. At this point, I've added 2,553 drawers. I'm looking at the last drawer over there. In these drawers, I have 2,553, and I think there's like an area where we missed like 10. We were like hand numbering them and accidentally jumped over 10, and I'm just like, forget about it. It doesn't really matter. The likelihood that we'll go into going back and barcoding every drawer is not likely. Perhaps when we move into a larger store and I have employees that work for me, 8 hours a day, and I'm getting, 32 hours of productivity out of 4 people every 5 days a week, then perhaps at that point I will do it. But at this point, I don't have a desire to do it. I'm okay with hand typing in it because we walk through with the laptop when we put parts away, and we just type in the drawer number as we're moving along, and it's pretty effective. I think pulling out the drawer, hand scanning things, because sometimes I just pull the drawer, drop a part in, look at the number, type it in, and then you move on and you're done. And because I have multiple parts in each drawer, I don't know. It's a good question. I see Evan doing it. I see Trick or Brick doing it. I see some folks doing it, and they're quite successful with it. So that's the only reason I would consider it, is it might prevent me, because this, let me show you a part here. I did on the live that I did Monday. Okay, so this 8x8 like bluish gray plate is in 1894. I typed 1864 in the remarks field, so I got the 6 and the 4 wrong, which is something that I do often enough that it becomes frustrating. But I was able to just open up a few drawers nearby and find the missing part and then correct the drawer location. But with a barcode scanner, it would have been better. It wouldn't have been a mistake that I made. My error rate for typing in incorrect drawers is probably about 2%, which is actually high for an inventory system as many parts as I have. So it can become very frustrating when I can't find a part and I know that I typed it in wrong. 1676. Okay, so action figure films. What my family are going to pack our parts in Ziploc bags and then going to store them in color order and some tower drawers for when we start, because the akro-mils are like, in our country, are like $40. Yeah, akro-mils are not cheap. They were really good prices here in the States. There was something that changed, and Menards, who used to carry them, stopped carrying them, and then Amazon prices just went like $45, $50 per drawer. For me, it's kind of a necessity. I just take store dollars that we're making money on and put it into an asset that helps run the store. It's just something I have to do. If you're getting started out, when I started out, we used shoe boxes. These little shoe boxes with the Ziploc bags is how I started. So yes, if you are starting out and you're using shoe boxes, but you have like maybe a couple thousand parts, yes, you can do that. I don't know if I would recommend a color sort. You're gonna have to learn that for yourself, because when you get an order and you have to find all the red parts in that order, and then you're gonna go to the red bag. But it doesn't necessarily mean that on the pick sheet they're gonna be ordered like that. You can order it by color. I don't know if that will be efficient for you guys or not. So start small, learn what works for you, and then before you get too excited and have like 20,000 parts added in your store, because if you're parting out sets, it's easy to add new parts. But if you have to go to 8 different bags or 100 different bags for individual orders, that can become quite frustrating. So some level of separation so that when you go to pick the parts, you can find it quickly. If you just think about it this way, when you are building a set, and let's say you're building a race car or whatever, and you have a tub of Lego and there's 20 different sets in that box, and you're building one set, how long does it take you to find the parts for that one set, and you're scanning through all of it? Is it faster to scan through those parts when they're separated by color? I don't know. So if you start small, you will learn what works for fulfilling orders, and that way you gain experience. If you're searching for a part for a week and your customer is waiting for their order, then you're going to frustrate them and yourself, and you're going to feel the pressure of trying to get that order filled. But if you start small, you'll learn what works for you guys, and then you'll be making a little bit of money. Maybe you can use that money to help with the organization system as it's coming in. So there you go. That's how I would recommend you start. 716 L11. All right, let's wrap this order up and get this done here and move on. 762. Okay. Okay, so for this part, because of the electrical cord, I'm going to put this right here, and then we're going to pick from the wall here. 1762. One dark bluish gray 1x2 in this drawer. I probably have 100,000 of these somewhere, and I only have one in inventory right now. That just feels so wrong. $18.17. Ooh. One for L11. L11 again. Oh, same drawer, 1817. $18.72. L11 gets 2. 1917. Dark bluish gray. Yeah, 6. 3. 5, 6, oh, 14. Okay. Okay, 1988, that's going to be down here. The legs, is it dark blue legs? Yeah. And there's 2 left. Indeed, there is. L12. Okay, L10. Tyler, this is for you. 2032. Another head piece. What is this head for? Is it Neville? You guys buying some Harry Potter stuff? I feel like that's for, yeah, Neville Longbottom. I'm going to go ahead and leave it in the bag for you. You're L10. And then a couple of tan 8x8s, $20.99. I've been working on, I have a big plate project that I'm working on. I just recently added these. These aren't going to fit in L10. They're too big, but I'll just leave it open. We're almost done here. All right, so fence painter. What is it? That's cool. Is that a collectible minifig? No, it's just city. But the Lego story, what is that? Oh, come on, download. There we go. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that's a neat little set. I'm not much of a builder, but that's a neat set. Okay, so this is yours, Tyler. Let me bag it with the Neville headgear. Okay, go back over here. All right, a few more parts left here, and then I'm going to show you the bonus that you're going to be getting with your order, Tyler. L13 is $21.53. What did they get? Oh, this is that headgear with the glasses built into it. It's Dr. Grayson. L13. L4, 2162. It's dark red. I don't like the dark red on this one. And the color probably won't show up very well. Without, I got a good white light. I can see the color well, but the camera lens on my phone here isn't the best. But that is the dark red official. I think that Lego maybe, I just don't like the dark red on that one. I think the other dark reds are better. 2267. No, 2267. I grabbed 2167. That's going to be right here. There we go. Gotham City Police Department. L13. And one more for L13. That goes along Batman piece. That's 2302. 2329. Yep, there it is, the blue Batman helmet. All right, L13. Okay, so let's get this turned here. Oh boy, I'm crashing. All right, so that is the wrap up for the pick sheet. So here is, Tyler, this is the head piece that you had asked for on that minifig. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in your drawer. That's a gift from me. Thank you for your order and being 100th subscriber. And then also as a bonus freebies, I've made a friend at Brick Forge. This is a parts mold company, and they are molding their individual minifigure accessories, and they have minifigure parts. This is a little crossbar tool. Here's a type of a pitchfork. Now this is just it's a dipped paint. Here's a really neat one. This is a little miniature golf club, and then here's like a little type scanner minifig accessory. So I'm gonna, those are from him, and so please enjoy these little accessories. These are freebies from Brick Forge. If you look in the details of my description, you'll see a coupon code. If you order from Brick Forge, then you can get, and you use Great Brick Lab as your coupon code, and I get no endorsement for that. I just know the guy now, and he sent me some things to give away for free at my store, but I get nothing from the coupon code. So if you order with that coupon code, it is just a 10% coupon code, and I'm only promoting them because it seems like a great company, and I did a live stream on them, or a live stream unboxing from Brick Forge, an order that I paid for myself about 2 weeks ago, and I really like the quality of their parts, and they've got some interesting things that you won't find Lego making as accessories. So if you are watching this as a recording and you are enjoying this content and our live streams, please subscribe to the channel. I do a live stream every Thursday at 9 p.m. Central Time, covering different topics. Throughout the week, I post different videos on brick stock, typically helping other stores improve. New stores, old stores, just different techniques that I've learned how to use. Search BrickLink, find colors and parts, a variety of different things. Check my channel out on some of the content we've already posted. One that's coming up, we're going to go over mold variations of different individual parts. So parts that look like they're the same part, but they're completely different parts. Some of them have up to 4 mold variations, meaning the function of the part is like exactly the same, but there are different mold variations over the years that Lego's been making the parts. And when you're doing a BrickLink store, those mold variations are very significant because people may be looking for a specific mold variation for a specific set on a specific time frame when Lego made those sets. That's one that's coming up. I'm going to double check the comments here, but we're getting really close to wrapping up here. Okay, Action Figure Films has a question here. Great Brick Lab, do you have any videos on organizing parts? I did the live last Thursday on how to sort bulk. That's a sorting video on how to organize your parts. You mean like organizing the store? I don't really have an organization system. If you've ever seen my videos, my picking videos, I will drop anything in a drawer. Let me just grab a drawer here real quick. In this drawer, this is drawer 1899, I've got whatever that is. I don't know what this minifig thing. I've got some wedges. I've got a slope piece. I've got a fuselage. And then I've got 2 doors with the doors built into it. I don't have an organization, if that's what you mean. The one thing that's important when you're putting parts away in drawers and locations is whatever your note is, you need to be able to find that part at the moment a customer makes an order. Let me get my drink here. So if a customer makes an order, the part needs to be found at that point in time. So the only thing that matters is when they make an order from that drawer and $18.99 is the drawer location, I can find the part at the point of the order. Organization, as far as how you structure it, for me it doesn't really matter. I don't come down here to build. This is my sales area. So I think if you're thinking about organization, should you organize, by color and columns and stuff like that? You can do that if you want, but it's not necessary as long as you can find the part at the point of an order. Okay. You're welcome for the freebies. It's my pleasure to hand those over to you guys and ship them out. Okay, so I'm thinking of not going color sort, I don't think. I would say, Tyler from the action figure films, just try it out. Start small, learn as you go, and then you'll get a lot of experience from running a store and fulfilling orders. Thank you so much for watching the live stream today. This is Chris from the Great Brick Lab signing off.